Okay, so I'm at Pitt. I teach IP subjects. The Innovation Practice Institute is the little home at Pitt that I lead, where we focus on training lawyers or training new lawyers to work with innovators, people who are creating new stuff, also to think innovatively themselves in the practice of law. We got seed funding to hire a staff person for this in 2008. After a 2-year kind of false start of a lot of thinking and not a lot of acting, I got involved in 2010, and that's when things took off. We went from touching 10 or fewer law students per year. Last year we engaged more than 130 law students, various programs. This is not primarily in the classroom, although there is some classroom component. There's no clinic. This is primarily community partnerships. How did we do it? First, we have discretion to do things in our lives, our programs, our courses that we can decide to do without faculty approval, without deans blessing us. You can just do it. That's the big message here. We just jumped in and started building things. I changed the way I teach starting about 10 years ago. I abolished law school exams. I started building the pedagogy and the assessment techniques that are part of my ETL portfolio that you can see here on the website. We started partnering. We started talking to people around Pittsburgh. We have innovative and entrepreneurially oriented computer science students down at Carnegie Mellon. We now co-produce seminars for our students and their students with volunteer lawyers from downtown Pittsburgh on elementary legal subjects for people who want to do stuff in the world. We partner with the Pitt Engineering Program, law students, business students, engineering students in the translational research area. We partner with local accelerators and incubators to get our students in there and learning how they work. We do internal lunch and learn sessions for our students every single week, usually with a lawyer doing something different with their lives. We average about 35 to 50 students per week. Second, what are we trying to do? That's how we did it. We are trying to get our students in the room with their peers and then with their future selves. How do they imagine who they are, who they can be? I want to get them to grow up with their future clients. Right, so these are grad students, these are millennials, these are people who really need to sort of imagine their future lives. It's not just about skills acquisition, it's about identity formation. How do you accomplish identity formation? You let them live it. You put them with the business students, with the engineers, with the computer scientists, with the creators, with the nonprofit service providers in town. We have the engineering school has funding through the Coulter Foundation to actually build out an institutional version of this. We have several of our students parked up there. We support our students who are interested in participating in business plan competitions at Pitt, at Carnegie Mellon, around Pittsburgh. So it's not just lawyers serving clients, although of course that's a big part of it. It's also lawyers as sort of economic development agents in their own right. So it's some concierge, kind of one-on-one counseling as well as programmatic stuff. How do we do this? It requires partnership. Lots and lots and lots of partnership. You cannot do this on your own. We are partnering with anybody who will talk with us. We are prolific and promiscuous partners. I will partner with academic concentrations. We have an IP concentration that I run. I'm the advisor to 2 of our law journals in the law school. I have steered our technology journal in the direction of adding a professional development component to running a journal, so we're now partnered with them. We partner with our career services office, which, as you all know, is trying to figure out what its own vision is for the future. They're now part of our team. We add a professional development mission to the Student Intellectual Property Group. We are partnering with other people around the community. We partner with the mayor's office in Pittsburgh on their sustainability initiatives. I have a program in development with the Warhol Museum, downtown Pittsburgh, around social entrepreneurship, LGBT intersections with arts and entertainment communities. We'll partner with anybody if we think it's an opportunity for our students to get out there and see how they can make things happen in the world. I'm ahead of the slides. It's amazing. So the idea is we're creating energy around us. Okay, so give students the tools to build visions of their future selves, right? So part of this is alumni. So one of the things that I have done is I have launched a leadership course. I'll talk about that in another slide. One of the payoffs of launching a leadership course, not for credit for students, not teaching credit for me, is simply a teaching students to imagine who they can be in the world. The big first payoff of that, finding a recent graduate who I have commissioned to help build me an alumni network to support this. okay? But finding their own mentors, making them agents in the world that connect the skills development, the internal professional identity formation to professional identity formation out in the Pittsburgh community. So it's a 5-week course. I'm happy to share the materials for this with anybody who's interested. I come to this because I've done leadership development in other areas outside of law school, so it's combining some of my volunteer service activity with my law school responsibility and my interest in serving Pittsburgh through training new lawyers. And then the last piece of all of this, how does it all fit in the big picture? What's the macro vision? The macro vision here is to connect training new lawyers and how the profession and the legal services world is using the talents that we're producing, connecting that to a vision of the future of the region. Where we started is the idea that this has to do with renewing and regrowing a struggling mid-sized industrial city, Pittsburgh, which has an enormous amount of potential associated with it. The lawyers can add value. We can help the city be better. We're not just problem solvers, we are actual helpers. We can advance this agenda. This is what we're trying to sell, right? This is a new vision of the legal profession, a new way for our students, our graduates, our alumni, the profession as a whole, to connect with the world around us. Right? It's an enormously exciting time for us, and I would love to be able to share any of what we're doing with any of you who are interested in what we've done and what we're planning to do in the future. Thank you very much.